So today on Rainbows and Razor Blades, I'm going to teach you why I should not have children. That is why. You see this guitar? If that was a child, it'd be dead. This guitar is dead because I left it in the car. It is, you can't see, but like it's over 100 degrees in my car right now, and the guitar is ruined. Like I saw it, I was like, I wish I brought my guitar, and then I looked in the back seat and I was like, no! There used to be a big branch. Hello and welcome back to Rainbows and Razor Blades, a show from the void. By the Gregorian calendar, it is currently the solstice, the 21st day in the 6th month, the month of June in the year of the Lord, 2023. We are currently in the first week in the month of harvest by the revolutionary calendar, Mesidor. Thank you again for joining us. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. This is called stone crop. Oh shit, I gotta go move my bike. Not a good place for it. Actually, it's really not that big a deal. Let's move like a little. Yeah, I'll be fine. But, yeah, this is where we are today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. We'll be back again really soon. This car got in my way. So I'm 30 years old. I drive a car. I'm 31 years old. I drive a car. I'm a grown adult. I was in 8th grade, however many years ago that was, like 2006. I would have graduated maybe from like middle school. So like however long that's been, like 20 full years since then at least. The security guard, well, no, the crossing guard, which is not a security guard. She's a little old lady, and I mean little old lady, I mean she has shrunk in the last 10 years. Like, when I was a student there, it was definitely the same woman, and like now she looks, she's like all white, her skin has like no color. I'm just like, what a sweet little old lady. Like, that's adorable. Like, her whole life, as far as I know, as far as I've known her, like just my whole life, she's been the same intersection like pretty much every school day, just like out there with the sign, just telling cars when to not go. She's good at it. She's very good at it. You know, she's sometimes misses when the light goes a little bit, but I wouldn't say she's like negligent or anything like that, or incompetent or anything like that. She's just a little old lady, and she's just vibing, and I just think it's so cute. Like, shout outs to the little old lady.
Sorry, there's so many fun angles of that tree.
Yeah.
But no, I'm that's the greatest part about getting fired, is I have no more restraints on when I have to get up or when I have to go to bed.
That's how everyone should be all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
People should not have to get up.
I mean, I kind of live in fear that I'm not gonna have enough money, but
Yeah, everyone has that fear. I feel like you will actually do okay though. I really believe that. Like, I look at your art and I look at the size of the sleeves that you're doing, and I'm like, within 1 year you can triple your prices. Because what are you charging now per hour?
100.
100. Okay, maybe you can't triple your prices. It's actually probably about the cost, but you'll be able to book more intensive pieces is what you'll do.
Yeah.
And you can also probably raise a little bit. Dream of hopping freight trains, I should run away, I would never come back. I I should pick up cans, I should live in my car, I should probably get a job, but I could spend weeks in the same pair of clothes. I don't even care if it rains or it snows. I will play this song on the side of the road for every single one of my friends and my foes. I just want you to know, if I'm tarnished or gold, if I stay or I go to the end of that road, if I starve in the cold, if I never grow old, I would still love you all the same. My soul's rainbows and razor blades. I wrote those words with my blood on a page. My soul's rainbows and razor blades. I'll leave this world with my life on decays. I'm watching these blue jays. Oh my god. I'm gonna go give them some fresh water. It's been a while since I felt like this. Like, I don't really have a word for it other than, like, angsty. Like, I feel like a fucking teenager. Like, it's probably hormones, because today's, like, the day I'm supposed to do my hormones, but, like, I don't even usually get like this on hormone days. Like, I'm just so fucking angry at the world. Like, I'm just, like, I'm furious with everyone. Like, I'm just, like, I have no patience whatsoever. Like, I just want to, like, shoot this fucking plane down, right? Like, that's not a threat. Obviously, I have, first of all, no means or skills to do that. Was that cicada? Or, like, piston? Oh, it's mechanical. Terrifying. This is just my, the thing that they put on, like, Mewtwo to contain its power. So, the monarch butterfly has arrived, and I couldn't be happier. I'm having, like, a really rough mental health day, just, like, sorting out a lot of different trauma in my head, and, like, really trying to figure out, like, a bunch of different things, but we're not going to get too close, but I'm going to see if we can get, like, a little bit closer. Because they go on this plant. This is the milkweed. Here, I'm gonna flip my camera. My friends are cheering about the billionaires who are dying at the bottom of the ocean or something like that. They're, like, stuck in, like, a pipe or something. Oh, there it is. So here's the thing, like, we do our best to give them the milkweed, but this is like one butterfly, you know? Like, there should be, like, thousands of them right now, and there should be, like, acres and acres, and we should be, like, celebrating and, like, pagan dancing about it, and, like, dressing up as them, and, like, celebrating them arriving, and, like, having, like, a whole festival for them. But instead we're, like, clear-cut mowing, and then, like, getting tattoos of them. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, it's a little weird, dude. Like, I get if you're in the city, and you're, like, in an apartment building, and you're just barely trying to make rent, that, like, yeah, you can't really contribute to, like, what you're seeing here, which is we're trying our damn best. And I wish we had more to offer, you know? It's like, you can only propagate things so much so quickly. And, I mean, this is pretty decent, I think. This is not 1 year's worth of propagation, right? Like, think about it. Like, it had to start with a single seed. All of them. Right now, they seed out like you wouldn't believe. We're giving them away, because it doesn't take much for these things to try to colonize. They're supposed to be one of the dominant things out here. They're supposed to be taller than everything in the fields. They're supposed to be, like, later maybe outcompeted for some shade by, like, maybe some, like, goldenrod patches and stuff. And, like, then it turns to forest. But, like, we've lost all that habitat. Like, it's all gone. And there's so much happening, and it isn't just here in New York. Like, New York is not necessarily responsible for the collapse of the monarch butterfly. I would say that there are other places further south that, the way that New York consumes and the way that we are living, so reckless and carelessly, does, I think, actually contribute by extension to what is happening down south, which is just, like, rapid, not just deforestation, but just, like, commercialization of parking lots. Like, the parking lot itself becomes the commodity, because you can build anything around a parking lot. Like, you have enough room to build a parking lot, man. You can literally just sell stuff on it as a flea market. Hey, people gotta want to come to your flea market, but all you need is a parking lot, right? Because it's commodified. So it's easier to sell that to someone who wants to make more money than it is to sell them the milkweed idea. And so that spirals so far out of control with just about every extractionary resource you could imagine to just, like, produce clear lawns you know, it's really fucked up. And everything dies and suffers because of it. And for what? So that we can desperately try to grow a little bit of milkweed so that maybe 1 or 2 butterflies can maybe make it to adulthood. The one that we had last year, and I mean this, the one that we had last year, put itself right on our house and then died. Pretty sure I saw the thing get stung by a wasp. We'll be back after this.
They scream otherwise. This is a mead, this is Niagara, this is Hydrocolor. Kind of reminds me of like Welch's. Oh wow. What is that? Parsons too. Alright. I'd like to start there and Parsons. I was hoping they could be a part. You guys ever had Parsons?
Thank you.
Mom, this guy tries coming up and taking the wine, give it to him.
Right.
What are you getting?
17 bottles of mead.
What? Yeah, right?
Take a set of business.
Oh, I thought you were serious. I was like, wow, all right.
Okay, sure.
We'll have it right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Sarah, nice to see you. Thanks for
You
stopping
too.
by.
I'll probably stop back.
Well, take care of
I'm gonna go wander around.
What's the rules? And you're registered? Okay. Yep.
No, just so that everybody's starting at one end. You wait like 2 seconds.
But, you know, and I think we got to mention, like, on Facebook, they want to give nice wine reviews.
Alright, so I dipped, obviously. I mean, I'm autistic. I'm not gonna sit around. So some of the questions were like, it's like a trivia scavenger hunt, right? And like, I fucking hate trivia so much I can't even put it to words. Like, I'm legitimately traumatized from like, just like bullshit print-offs where you have to like find the answer. Like, that's like legit middle school trauma for me, and I'm not fucking with it ever again. Like, ever. Like, I'm never fucking with that again in my life. And like, I just like heard, you know, some mom, she's just like reading every fucking question, like, and there's an angel that's overlooking with his hands up, and he was the mayor in the 1700s, and he was born in England, and he immigrated, and his wife, and it was just like random buzzwords, and I was like, shut the fuck up, like, there's too many people, I can't concentrate. Like, this is supposed to be like my spiritual safe place, and like, if I don't feel safe in my own fucking safe place, why am I there? So then I just got on my bike and fucking dipped. Fucking gone, son. Like, I'm not fucking with it, dude. Like, I need something more than stagnation. I don't give a shit about trying to, like, fuck around, figure out, oh, who's the mayor? Where is he buried? What's the symbol on the back of his grave? Like, that's fun. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's a shit ton of people. There's like 50 or 60 people doing that. That's a huge fundraiser. I think that's the coolest thing that I've actually seen here. But it's definitely not something that I personally want to, like, take part in. Like, I would much rather do what you see me doing right now, which is just like, bro, dip. So the person Val, they run Staplegate Winery, and that's pretty cool. They know me. So, but yeah, we'll be back again soon. So it turned into like a full-blown panic attack, which is so fucking stupid, right? Like, it's so stupid. The time it took me to actually get my phone out and start talking to it kind of calmed me down, because it allows kind of like a strange dissociation and body doubling and like weird complex where I can like perform and like talk, you know, but like, wow, yeah. Like, I just felt like super overwhelmed immediately. Like, I come here, like, literally come here to be fucking completely alone. I do not, like, look around. There's nobody around. That's why I come here. This is the feeling I want. And so, like, even seeing that many people, it's kind of like seeing ants on your bed. Like, you just don't want that. Like, when you walk in, like, you don't want a bunch of fucking crickets and snakes to be breeding on your bed. That's how I felt. I just felt, like, overwhelmed and fucking disgusted. Like, I couldn't tell the people to leave. Like, hey, fuck you for being here. This is my spot. But, like, that's the feeling, right? Like, that's how I feel about it. honestly, I legitimately think it's great that people are doing and organizing this for the cemetery. Like I said, they're probably raising like tons of money, and like I'm friends with like the person who, acquaintances I'd say, with the person who, is like doing like a wine testing. Like there's like a bunch of cool stuff going on, but like man, like as soon as Laura started just talking about like blah blah blah, who is the mayor, blah blah blah, I live on a stone pyre, who am I, blah blah blah, the color of the stone in this section, it was just like so much information that I could give a fuck less about, and didn't want to devote even a small bit of memory space to, like in any capacity whatsoever. I just wanted nothing to do with it. Like immediately I was like, nope, this is not what I wanted. Like if it was like a scavenger hunt where it's like, go find me like a 4-leaf clover, I'd be like, yo, we out. Right? Like if it was like a scavenger hunt that was like, what kind of yellow flowers grow here, can you name them, I'd be like, that's my specialty. And we'd be out. And at first I was doing okay with it. Like the first like 4 questions, like I know all of it for the most part, but like there was some weird ones like that, like you really, really had to actually find the stones in order to have like nuanced answers, and like that was just too much pressure for me because of like I said, like I come here to be alone, and when I'm looking around and there's a bunch of fucking crickets everywhere and a bunch of fucking snakes all over my bed in my safe space, that's the feeling. I was like, nah man, like nope. Like I'm still coming down. Like I'm like legitimately having like a legit panic attack almost. Like I didn't let it get to that point because like I know what I'm experiencing now, and it's just a matter of like self-regulating, but like woof, oh boy. So I'm gonna smoke a bowl now and my friend's gonna come visit me. It's gonna be a good day. Thanks for joining. I've decided, and I decided this a while ago, that it's time for me to start giving tours here. It's time for me to start really trying to organize and orchestrate something that's bigger and beyond myself, because there's a shit ton of people. I had no idea how far out the reach of this went. Like, there's a shit ton of people here that are like really involved with this place, and like, maybe it's the fact that there's like a prize at the end, or just the fact that they're looking for some sort of community and they all just really love this place. Like people were really into that event, and like I hate social events. Like I hate being around people. I hate trying to converse with normies. I hate trying to pretend like I understand what social games are that they're playing. And even if I was understanding the game that they're playing, I'm transgender, so it's just like they're automatically playing a different game against what their perception of me is based on like there's so many innumerable factors that like I absolutely cannot control for other than how I look. And even that I can't like really control, like can anyone? And so there's definitely like this like apocalypse of like intrusive, self-indulgent, maybe even self-indignant thoughts. So like for example, like one of my thoughts is like I want to give like an ecology class here. Like we'll talk about the milkweed, we'll talk about the predation upon like aposomaticism, we'll talk about like all sorts of different shit. Like here, let me give you like a whole fucking lesson. So like I've given this lesson like a bunch of times, but like you never know, man. Like what if this is the only episode you've ever seen of my shit? If that's the case, well, like it's just funny because I think if I threw this like event up on the internet as like Albany's Rural Cemetery Scavenger Hunt Day, and then people got like a heavy dose of whatever psychedelic, crush punk fuckery this is, they would try to get me canceled. They'd be like, you have to be banned for your language, young lady. Young lad. So check this out. This is the milkweed plant. If it'll focus. Here, let me get it so that it's a better, like, let me flip. So this is the milkweed, right? So at this time of year, I really shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna. This won't really hurt the plant that bad. Like, it's gonna frustrate the plant a little bit, but it's not gonna kill it or anything like that. You shouldn't do this though. But check this out. Ready? See that? I'm gonna do a little more. There we go. See that? See how it's like leaking? That's why it's called milkweed. Like, that's a lot of stuff, right? Like it's honestly in there just kind of waiting to go out. It's like it's not really hurting the plant that much to do this. Like it's not, it's not good for the plant, but yeah, it's not that big a deal. And but that is toxic to most things. I don't know how toxic it is to humans, but I certainly know that you don't fucking eat it. But I know that it does, it kills animals of a certain scale and variety. I don't know every single animal, right? But so here's the thing. There is a couple animals that can eat this stuff. One of them in very particular is really important, right? And we feel it's important, and we all get tattoos of it. And it's called the monarch butterfly, or the milkweed butterfly. You know, they're orange and black. You've seen them. Pretty much everyone knows it's like you know, it's the butterfly, the quintessential butterfly, the monarch. But what most people don't know is that the monarch starts off as a caterpillar, and that caterpillar only, and I mean only, eats this plant. Right now I'm looking, and the reason I came over here to look at the milkweed is to see if there's any caterpillars. It's probably still too early for caterpillars, but it shouldn't be. Like, there should be more caterpillars, in my opinion. There should be more milkweed, and there should be a arrival of migrating monarchs that come to this area to lay their eggs. And as a child, I used to get multiple to one plant per day. Sometimes 2 or 3 at a time, you know? I'd be like, wow. But now as an adult, we get like 1 monarch that we see maybe per season. I'm fucking serious, dude. It's fucked up. Like, this is like the only bee that I've seen the entire time I've been sitting here. There should be like 4 or 5 bees, like all from like different nests, all in this area, fighting for this one flower, trying to get it the most best pollen, right? Well, that's not really what they're doing, but like, you know, it's cute to think of it that way. That really isn't what they're doing. That's actually kind of disinformation, but it's a cute fairy tale. So this one, just to kind of like give you some information, is trefoil, or birdfoot trefoil. It kind of looks like a birdfoot, doesn't it? This one's Trifolium pratense, the purple clover. Pretty cool. So the thing about milkweed is, like, it takes a while to grow, you know? Like, it's kind of an easy plant to just mow over, like, by the hundreds of acres. And this is the issue, is that where this plant grows, it just gets mowed over. And that kills the butterfly. Like, that is maybe not the #1 thing killing the butterfly, but it sure as hell isn't helping. This little egg here, let me see if I can see it. Do you see that little egg? Do you? Hold on, let me see if I can get the ISO up. Sorry, someone's like texting me too at the same time. Okay, you see that? That might be one of them. But it's very small, it's hard to tell. I don't really know what it looks like at that stage. My assessment is that there probably isn't, but I don't really know. I really don't know. But when they get a little bigger, they start to be very fucking obvious, right? They get as big as my thumb at some point in the year. You know, and they have very distinct white, black, yellow, white, black, yellow, white, black, yellow, white, black, yellow. Little stripes, right? It's called aposematism because, like I said, that poisonous, toxic plant sap isn't good for the environment, right? And a concentrated, potent, filtered dose of that, used to dissuade predation, warns people about it. Like, yeah, man, go ahead and eat me. Go ahead. The first couple 1,000 of you to eat me are going to die. And eventually, you're going to stop eating me. Right? And the ones that have black and white stripes, maybe that's us being forced to label ourselves. Right? To make you go away, because you ate all the ones who didn't label themselves. So the ones that did label ourselves, you know, it's like a mutual understanding. Right? It's called aposematism. Apo, away from, I learned that from Alan Watts, and somatic as it pertains to the body, like psychosomatic as it pertains to the mind, to the body. So aposematic is away from body. My friend's calling me. We'll be right back after this. Sorry, I had to rush. So when they go about clear cutting these things, we're destroying the habitat. Like, I mean, it's not a small deal to do that. Like, you're not just like shooting and poaching an animal. That deteriorates and depletes species. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Shit. Alright. Oh. Oh, fuck. Ew, dude. We're World War III in this bitch. We'll be right back after this. Thanks for joining, guys. This is Rainbows and Razor Blades. June 21st, the solstice, 2023. And Mesador, the month of harvest, the 4th day. Ah!